This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. First at 5, a warning that could save you from a headache and maybe even heartache.
A woman who was involved in a crash with the Red Line bus now wants you to know what to watch out for around the new bus line.
RTV6's Nicole Griffin with that important message tonight.
Jessica Watkins still has the marks on her arm after her airbag deployed. This is what's left of her vehicle, now totaled. It all happened as she was pulling out of the One America parking lot on Capitol Avenue. Watkins was leaving work Friday for the weekend when she was involved in a crash with an Indigo Red Line bus. On Capitol Avenue, drivers only travel southbound, but the buses travel both directions. Watkins says she did not realize the buses were out practicing their routes before the official opening as she inched out into traffic to make a left turn.
It's basically impossible to see the oncoming traffic without creeping out. And that's the last part of it I remember was, I was kind of looking this way, and then the bus hit me.
Jessica said as she was leaving the parking lot, she did not only not see the bus, but she did not hear it either.
You can't hear them at all. My window was down on my car, and I didn't know that bus was there until it hit me. I would think with the size of those vehicles that someone could get killed. Had my car been any further out or had I gotten hit on the driver's side, I don't know that I'd be sitting here.
Indigo in the police report states that Watkins hit the bus, a conclusion she calls unbelievable. Either way, she hopes by sharing what happened to her will serve as a warning to other drivers to be alert on Capitol Avenue of the northbound buses. Since the crashes, Indigo added these signs near the One America parking lot to remind drivers to look both ways. Working for you in Indianapolis, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Nicole, thank you for that. And the signs were also added at 9th, 12th, 14th, and Michigan Street. Bus drivers are now also instructed to blow their horn when approaching an intersection if they see a vehicle approaching as a reminder. If you still have questions about the Red Line, we have answers for you. Check out our special Inside the Red Line. It's up right now on our website, theindychannel.com, and all of your streaming devices.
Now moving to your Storm Team 6 forecast. It is another great evening outside. Not too warm, not too cool, and plenty of sunshine, as you can see from our weather camera network there. Let's get to Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory. And Kevin, you say you were serving up some sunshine tonight.
We'll dish out a lot more, and that's the good news. And we're talking about these pleasant temperatures now.
Feels good, right?
We'll get back to summer warmth in the middle of next week, but that's down the road. We're living at 77 right now, 73 in Peru, Lafayette, just as comfortable. And as we showed you, lots of sunshine around. We can thank that north wind. It's light, under 10 miles per hour, but continues to deliver low humidity and below average temperatures. That does not change through the weekend as our temperatures remain below average. We're clear now. We stay that way through tonight. 66 at 10 o'clock. Not quite as cool as we were this morning, but still in the 50s overnight into the morning hours on Friday. That's the way we start. Clouds will increase as you head out the door. I'll show you where we could see a couple of showers during the day tomorrow, but don't change any plans. Clouds increase in the morning, temperature by late morning already up to 70 degrees.
Tonight, our first look at the man accused of plowing into 5 people in Boone County and then allegedly trying to drive away. Court records show 54-year-old Kenneth Long of Ladoga, Indiana, had a blood alcohol content of more than 3 times the legal limit when his vehicle struck 5 pedestrians, including a baby and 2 toddlers. They were out for a walk Tuesday night in Advance, Indiana. Deputies say Long had a blood alcohol content of 0.28. Now, according to court records, the test also revealed the presence of THC in his system. Medics took all 5 victims to the hospital for treatment.
New information. We are now learning the official cause of death for a 10-year-old Gas City girl found dead in a shed behind her home this week. An autopsy in Fort Wayne revealed what police had suspected, that Skylee Carmack died from strangulation and her death has been ruled a homicide. Skylee's stepmother, 34-year-old Amanda Carmack, faces charges including murder and strangulation after reporting Skylee missing Saturday night, prompting a massive search. Investigators say Skylee's body was found early yesterday morning in a plastic bag airbag in a shed on her family's property. Police have not released a possible motive.
The nation's top housing leader made a pit stop in Indy to discuss affordable places for seniors to live and youth to learn.
Ben Carson came to tour development under construction, as also discussed increasing help for low-income families.
RTV6's Rafael Sanchez joining us now with the latest on this project. Ralph?
Mark and Amanda, good afternoon. Progress on the city's east side. HUD Secretary Ben Carson was on the city's east side to look over a project that will benefit families and children. He toured the PR Mallory site on the 3000 block of East Washington Street. Carson was joined by U.S. Senator Mike Braun. Decades ago, the site was an old factory. It will soon include affordable housing for seniors and 2 charter schools, including Purdue Polytechnic High School. That school is currently at the Circle Center Mall, but will open in the neighborhood for the 2020-2021 school year.
I think pretty much everyone in the country can learn a few things from seeing what's going on right here in Indianapolis. What I've seen across the country with some of these charter schools is nothing short of miraculous in terms of the opportunities that they present for the kids.
Generally, government should be an enabler, not the doer. And here is a great example. You've got a great state like Indiana that will take this federal investment, and hopefully it'll cascade across the neighborhoods here.
Carson did make more news while visiting Indianapolis. He says developers will now be allowed to access funding to fix up aging buildings that will serve low-income elderly residents in Indianapolis and across the country. Mark?
Good to see. Thank you, Rafael, for that. Hiring Hoosiers now. It's an RTV6 effort to connect you to job opportunities. Amazon officially opened its long-awaited packaging center in Greenwood this week. The new fulfillment center actually opened yesterday. We featured the new Amazon facility last month in a Hiring Hoosiers report, and the company told us it needed to hire more than 1,000 employees. Well, we reached out today, and Amazon tells us it is still hiring for its new Greenwood location. If you're interested in applying, go to this story on the RTV6 app or at hiringhoosiers.com and click on the jobs link.
Next week, we will get an update on major changes happening at the Soldiers and Sailors Monument and the Rest Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis. This is a live look from our RTV6 tower camera. Monument Circle is getting an upgrade that includes more lighting, video mapping, and projection capabilities, a state-of-the-art sound system, and flexible staging. An $8 million grant from the Lilly Endowment is paying for this project, which is called Shining a Light on Indianapolis. And the upgrades are expected to debut November 9th. There will also be a nightly signature salute synchronized with an Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra original score that pays tribute to the iconic monument on Tuesday. The city will update the progress of the work and will reveal what else you can expect.
That sounds really nice there. It's Brickyard 400 weekend, but there was already some intense racing at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's night 2 of the Driven to Save Lives BC 39 race on the dirt track at IMS. Our TV6's sports director Dave First is live for us tonight. Hey, Dave.
It's all in honor of the late, great Brian Clausen. Night number 2, as you mentioned, Mark, and dust is flying, a little mud in your eye. They've already started. In fact, this is a great vantage point here in the pit area, located just inside of Turn 3 at the Speedway. You can even look up on the big screens and watch exactly what's going on inside that quarter-mile dirt track. Hot laps are underway. Qualifying races begin at the bottom of the hour at 5:30. The main races begin at 7:15, and then the BC9 feature race should happen around 9:30, 10 o'clock or so. Let's flash back, though, to yesterday, shall we? Late last night. This is the Stoops Pursuit race. It was whittled down to 3 drivers. Final lap, NASCAR driver Kyle Larson in the black car has the lead. When Michael Pickens flips in the yellow car, Justin Grant also flips. Larson spins, somehow, though, keeps it going and was able to finish the race and win last night. One of the craziest finishes you ever see. And Larson, the NASCAR star, he agrees.
I've been in some wild finishes, but that might top them all. For Michael to flip, me to spin and get damage, and then Justin to should have been able to cruise to win, and I think he was busy watching us, and he slammed the cushion and flipped. So I don't know what they would have done if I would have stalled. Who'd have been declared the winner? But glad I kept my engine running and crossed the finish line.
And what a way to kick off Brickyard Weekend. Looking ahead to the schedule tomorrow as we launch really the NASCAR portion of the weekend. A pair of Xfinity Series practices, one at 1:05 tomorrow, then the other at 3:05. That's the final practice for Xfinity before they start qualifying then the next day on Saturday. And then the annual Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Hauler Parade down Main Street here in Speedway. Everything begins at 4:30. The parade itself, though, begins at 6. Cup practice, by the way, begins Saturday morning at 11. And remember, there's a twist to the schedule this year. Both qualifying and the race for the Brickyard 400 happens all on Sunday here at the world's greatest race course. A little dirt flying. This mud's for you, guys. Should be a lot of fun. Great night of racing. Dylan Welch will join us coming up at 6 o'clock. For Friday First reporting live from the Speedway, RTV6 Sports.
This mud's for you. Thanks, Dave.
Still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6. There are a lot of product recalls, and some don't get equal attention. So you may miss them. The work being done to make sure you are always aware of the most dangerous recalls.
But first, another major I-465 closure, the impact on you, and we show you how you can get around the city during the construction.
I'm sure you're enjoying, I'm assuming you're enjoying these comfortable temperatures below average, 77 here. The warmth waits, though, to return. We'll talk about some summer heat still to come.
9. Rallies and checkers. Fast foodies know the deal.
Welcome back to RTV6 News at 5. More fallout after Hurricane Dorian devastated the Bahamas. Florida has largely been spared. Now, right now, you are looking at radar and a live picture of the Frying Pan Tower off the coast of North Carolina. You can see the Carolinas are now feeling the brunt of Dorian. ABC News' Morgan Norwood is in Wilmington, North Carolina for a look at the scene there.
Hurricane Dorian scraping the Carolina coastline. The powerful storm lashing the southeast with massive waves and torrential downpours, hurling more than a dozen tornadoes.
Holy crap.
Ripping these mobile homes to shreds. More than 240,000 homes and businesses without power across South Carolina. Coastal communities under mandatory evacuations. North Carolina's governor urging people to get out.
Get to safety and stay there. Don't let your guard down. The eye of the storm will be close enough to cause extensive damage in North Carolina.
Businesses boarding up, taking no chances as the same storm that battered the Bahamas, yet somehow sparing Florida, flooding parts of Charleston, including the historic downtown.
Stay off the streets. It's very dangerous.
In Virginia, the military making preparations, sending their canines further north to wait out the storm. Meanwhile, thousands in the Bahamas facing total devastation, waiting for relief and beginning the long road to recovery.
Our response will be day and night, day after day, week after week, month after month, until the lives of our people return to some degree of normalcy.
Here in North Carolina, many areas still under a flash flood watch and warnings. This storm serving as a deja vu because this area is still recovering from Hurricane Florence that hit less than a year ago. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Drivers, listen up. If you depend on I-465 on the southeast side of the city, your daily commute is about to change. Both southbound and westbound lanes of I-465 will close starting tomorrow night between I-65 and I-70 for a little more than 2 weeks. Again, this is on the southeast side. The closure is so crews can perform road work. Working for you, RTV6's Alyssa Donovan has details on what you need to know about detours.
It seems like I-465 just opened back up, and now it's closing once again on the southeast side. The closure goes into effect tomorrow night, and it will last until September 21st. The closure stretches from I-65 all the way up to I-70, and during this time, drivers will need to use one of these alternate routes. During the 15-day project, drivers who typically use 465 to head southbound or westbound can follow I-70 and I-65 through downtown Indianapolis. INDOT's local route suggestions for drivers heading north and south include Sherman, Arlington, Shadeland, Franklin, Post, and Midhofer. Local routes for east-west drivers include Southport and Thompson Road for areas further south, Raymond, English, Brookville, Washington, 10th and 21st Street, and 38th, 30th, and 56th Street for destinations further north. The interstate is expected to be closed for just about 15 days. During that time, crews will be doing work on both bridges and the pavement to ensure this road is safe for drivers. I'm Melissa Donovan, RTV6.
And Kevin Gregory joins us now with a look at our weather. It has been so nice. It kind of felt like fall this morning.
Absolutely. As you just, I heard everything Alyssa said, but I noticed her jacket.
Yeah, it was cool enough.
Look at you looking at fashion, Kevin.
Yeah, so you may need one again tomorrow morning. This is how cool. 56 in Indianapolis, but other spots down to 51 in Lafayette and Peru, 52 in Muncie. We've saved the 40s threshold. That's not within the 7-day planner, but it's not too far off. Those were the temperatures this morning. Let's talk about what's happening right now. We've recovered nicely. Sunshine always helps, doesn't it? Kokomo, right in the heart of Howard County at 76. 2 degrees cooler in Frankfort. Check out other temperatures, all in the low 70s. A little warmer as you get to the south, but still below average for this time of the year. That light north wind will continue. I don't think we'll see patchy fog tonight as we've had another day to just kind of dry out. Got an introduction to make. Say hello to Gambit. He is smiling and he's all ears. He's listening to what we have to say. He loves to go on car rides, but he's up for a walk this evening with the weatherman. Temperatures in the 70s, falling into the 60s, and quite comfortable thanks to Paige McLean for sending in the picture. Temperatures tonight still back in the 50s, not the lower 50s, generally mid 50s or a touch warmer. That's the way we'll start the Friday. Friday afternoon temperatures warm into the upper 70s to about 80. We'll see a decent amount of cloud cover, and I just can't ignore this. Forecast models are showing at least a few sprinkles. You can see how hit and miss and light this is. I'm just duty bound to mention you could have a couple of sprinkles, maybe intermittent wipers on at some point during the day tomorrow. Any of those showers are out of here by the evening hours, which means it's a good night for Friday night football. Temperature at kickoff 76. We'll be at 73 by the time we get to halftime. Let's look at the weekend. Twin 75-degree temperatures. The difference between Saturday and Sunday, 30% chance we'll see a shower or thunderstorm Sunday afternoon into Sunday night. Temperatures next week, Monday we hit 80, then we zoom well into the 80s. Tuesday, the warmest temperature at 87, still 86 with a chance of thunderstorms next Wednesday. There's the summer warmth.
Well, we still have a few more days of summer officially.
And this is a fun time of year because you do get these wild swings. You get a taste of each season, and then eventually we'll settle in.
All right, enjoy it when you got it.
Then comes winter.
Yeah, then comes winter. Next at 5 here, a shocking discovery in the woods, the rare find, and why it's turning heads.
Working for you.
Hello and a very good day to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV Live, and we're bringing you gavel-to-gavel coverage of a heartbreaking murder trial happening right now in Ohio. Defendant Skylar Richardson was a high school senior when she hid her pregnancy from her family and her friends. She says the baby was stillborn, and then she buried her in her parents' backyard. The prosecution is still in its case in chief, calling witness after witness, trying to convince the men and women on the jury that this was in fact a murder. However, there was an unexpected delay in court this morning. The court cited a glitch before sending the jury back to the holding room. Then the state played a police interrogation tape. This is it. You're looking at it right here. Skylar Richardson mentioning at one point whether she would need a lawyer, and the detective responded that she wasn't sure, and that Skylar Richardson met with her parents also during that interview. They're in the room at a point in time as well, and she's swearing over and over again to them and to the detectives that she did not kill her baby. That videotaped interrogation is quite intense, and we expect to hear more from Richardson's interviews with police throughout the day here on Court TV Live. We'll continue our gavel-to-gavel coverage of Ohio versus Richardson, and also bring you all your other legal news right here on Court TV. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio. Thank you, Julie. And you can stream Court TV Live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at CourtTV.com. A shocking discovery in a heavily wooded area.
Yeah, 2 scientists found a young timber rattlesnake in the Pine Barrens area of New Jersey. Well, timber rattlesnakes aren't rare, but this isn't any ordinary snake. Scientists say what makes this one stand out is that it has 2 fully formed heads, 4 eyes, and 2 flicking tongues, but just 1 body.
Double-headed snakes rarely survive in the wild. They sometimes move slowly and can be easy targets for predators. The good news, the two-headed snake is in a safe place.
Yeah, that guy there is staying at an environmental consulting firm that works to protect the habitats of endangered species, including snakes. The hope is the snake will take food and grow.
We'll probably try with the more dominant head first and just see if it can get down and swallow the prey normally. Then eventually I think we're going to want to get an x-ray just to see what's going on internally.
The scientists who found the two-headed snake are both named Dave.
So they named the snake Double Dave.
Double Dave gives me double the creeps. But that's very interesting
double
to
mint
see.
Gum, right?
It looks like
Maybe
it's
not.
out of a movie. Oof.
Coming for you. Hey, new tonight on the news at 6, new details about the student punched by an IMPD officer and what the police union is saying tonight.
But first on the Now Indy, how a barbershop in a local high school is combating the growing crime problem in Indianapolis. You're watching RTV6. We'll be right back.